So here we are. I'm sitting down today with two badass women who I've known for a little over a year, I'd say, and maybe not even. But these women I feel like I've known for a long time. And as you heard from what they're doing in the world, they're creating great impact and it's unbelievable. So let's bring them in and let's do a deep dive on how we are going to reinvent the woman. Welcome, Lisa Charles,
I feel
Christina
like whoop, whoop,
Conti.
whoop, whoop, whoop. Sound effect.
Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a party in a eardrum because the two of you bring a lot of energy along with a lot of great experience, expertise. I absolutely adore you both, and I want everybody to learn what you guys are doing. But before we even go to what you're doing, let's talk about who you are and like how you came together because it's a really cool story. So walk
Yeah.
me through like, okay, so we've got two very diverse backgrounds coming from different places, both East Coast, but coming from different worlds, right? Your careers were different worlds. Lisa, share with us like where you came from when you bumped into Christine.
Yeah. So I mean, there's obvious differences. Hello, look at the screen. Age
What are you
differences,
talking about?
all different things.
We are all the
Same
same
blonde
age.
hair. Same blonde hair. Occasionally on me. But I came from a world of being a federal prosecutor, singer and actress, and then into the health field, really to heal my body and to figure that out. And at some point, after really spending years as a health coach and having an opportunity to get a little bit involved with brain science at Rutgers University in their neurology department, I just felt like there was a different way. The approach that I had to lose the weight that I did without dieting, the approach that I understood the importance of the brain and body connection. I said, boy, I have to write a book about this. Like, I have to finally write my book. And found a great publisher. It just really clicked. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a journey, which it was. And it was a challenging journey. But lo and behold, in the midst of the journey, after publishing the book and really as publishers getting together, I get to come on a conference and meet this most effervescent individual. I can't even tell you who else was in the room, but the two of us were connecting, and I will say texting during this meeting, deciding that we were going to meet. So I'm going to let
Perfect.
Christy catch up because that's where we were. That's how from my perspective, that's how my world clashed and
Mhm.
came together in a brilliant way with hers.
Love
Super
it.
fun. Super fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm a former, collegiate athlete, investment banker, turned educator for, 16 years after that, and have always been in the fitness wellness industry. And when I was 30 and got diagnosed with disease, thought it was like, that's it. This is my death sentence. Decided that, I'm going to take a deep dive into being an experimental one and all my experience in the fitness industry with exercise scientists, nutritionists, and knowing how to research and knowing how to put together things and changing my own life. And now retired from teaching for 8 years now, starting a podcast and doing all the things to try and be healthier and get that word out. I felt too that there were certain things in my life that I wanted to share. I wanted to share some of the inspirational stories and people I've met and the lessons I've learned and the just how to live better and what to do, to feel like you're not in a death sentence or you're not stuck. And that was kind of my idea of a book. And a friend of mine had used this publisher that Lisa had also used. So she was, I think, Lisa, you were about like 6 months ahead of me in the whole
Yes,
book writing
just a little
process
bit.
or
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
but very, very similar.
Close.
And yeah, we were on a call because they every once in a while they'd get people together and say, hey, where are you in your journey? What are you doing? And it was nice to have that because writing a writing a book is like you can listen, you can write your own book, you can publish it yourself, not the same as actually doing it soup to nuts with a company, with professionals, which Lisa and I both say, listen, if you're going to do it right. But it's a lot of peeling back the onion. And we both know how difficult that was. And we had met like
Oh, she's
Yeah.
frozen. How will
She's
we
coming
know?
back. She's coming back. But she's going to
Yes.
say,
One of
there we go.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So one of the things I was going to say is, so I was always, yes, you can with Christine, and it was like, yes, Coach Lisa. And I'd heard about her, and we finally met. Like, I think you were like in a car running around. I was like, "Ah," pretty much. And I'm like, wow, we need to be friends. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but like, we need to be friends. We need to connect. I don't know what the deal is, but that's really what happened. And I think we are pretty much advocates for, hey, if you feel like you find someone that's like a mover and a shaker and wants to do, you connect with them, because most likely you want to be on their journey, whatever their journey is. Like, hey, come on, we're going this way. Like, what? And I think we realize that about each other right away.
I think it's kind of funny is on our first full conversation. I mean, we were sharing like what our passions was, like what we're about, what we're trying to create in this world, and the healing that we are both so committed. And as you mentioned in the front end of this, we may have had different communities that we were bringing together, but it was under this shared passion to move people beyond where they were and to give people a light of the possibilities that exist in their life. And I think it could have been either our first or second conversation where we were like,
it was our first, Lisa.
Was it the first that we said,
it was the first. Yep.
I would like to do, I always wanted to do a retreat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I always wanted to do a retreat. And then we were like, well, let's do one. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Boom. That's it.
Like, what's the problem? Like there is no guessing. We're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So when was this? When was this first retreat?
So our first retreat was in 2023.
Okay.
April. So back it up 6 months from there is when we were figuring out.
I think 2022.
2020 was it?
Was when we were like, hey.
2022. We were like, yes, let's get this together. Let's figure it out. You know, and what I love about Christy, and because we share this DNA, is that it didn't matter that we hadn't done one before. And it didn't make us say, oh, well, you know, let's sit back and wait. We just said, pick a date, right? We'll pick a place and we'll do it. That's just as do. And then we'll figure it out as we go. And it was probably next to the book, the most exhilarating aspect of things, because as you can just visualize from that, we didn't pick a place that was down the street from us. We didn't pick a location that we knew and it would be easy for everyone to get to. We decided to go to the Dominican Republic.
Of course.
Got to get on a plane.
Why do something like in the United States, which would be easier?
Yeah.
Let's take a group of strangers to a foreign country.
To a foreign country, by the way, that I hadn't been to before. So new to me, new to you, and then start from there. And I'm going to say, because of how we approach, it was never a drudgery. It was never like, oh my God, Christy, you have to get the to-do list together. You know, like we were always like, okay, we did this and you do this. And we were able to feed off each other and make it work.
Okay. And so from someone who's in that same arena, my mind gets stuck on you have to have all the ducks in a row before. So you guys are both kind of fly by the seat of your pants, make it happen, however it's going to happen. And then it happens.
Yeah, I'm going to caveat that we draw on our experience. So it's not a seat, but it is flying.
Okay.
It is beyond what we visualize it. We knew we would be successful, and we knew that part. And then we draw on our unique experience to fill in the gaps that might be missing. Yeah.
Okay. So at any point, did you say 6 months is probably not enough time to make this happen? No.
Did we say that? I don't think so.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Okay. How did this first retreat go?
Oh my God. Magical. Like we looked at each other. There was a point when we got there And again, like we researched, like it wasn't like, oh, we just picked a place, whatever. Like it was,
Of
we
course.
researched places, we researched people, we interviewed people, and it would just happen that Lisa knew someone who knew someone and crossed paths with this person who owned it. Like, and I really think that we have that. Like we've put in decades of talking to people, like networking that we didn't realize. And I say that there's something to just being a good human being, being inquisitive, being genuinely like, wow, what do you do? Or what's that? And asking questions, and people realize that we're in it to learn. We're in it to help other people as well. And I think that comes back to us when we go out and we talk to people. And when we were there, I always remember the first retreat, Lisa grabbed my arm. I think it was like the second day or something we were there. And she was like, I need you to stop. I need us to stop for a minute. Like, look at what we just pulled off. Look at what is like, and there was, all of these dozens of women who are interacting, who are away from their families, who have trusted us to come here, and they're happy and they're relaxed and they're, having literally professional development and self-care that they would not have otherwise taken. And we're seeing this, all of what we envisioned come into fruition. And it was like, right, Lisa? Like, it was just like, what
And
just what?
Like the breakthroughs, like the people that were, we had a mother-daughter. Do you remember this?
Yes.
They hugged, and the daughter said, this is the first time of my mom and I hugging and really having that kind of conversation and that kind of closeness. And it was just humbling as the host to be a part of the conduit of helping people mend the relationships. As Christy said, helping people grow in some magical way. And there were these moments where we we could kind of sit back and just see all these new relationships. And, I have to say, for Chrissy and I, when we bring people together, and I think in a world right now, this really makes a difference, is that, it's people of all ethnicities. It's people of all races. It's people of all ages coming together and unifying and finding community that maybe they wouldn't normally find. It's just not the people that live down the street. So, and creating the seeds of lasting relationship. It's kind of that type of magic. And, we had our own tears too, because it's like, it was really humbling. It was really emotional. And wow, when you put in the work and then you see what it can do. And it's never was about 4 days. It was always about what we could set in motion for people's lives for a lifetime.
I would say
beautiful.
too that, we saw the relationships, but then we're not just, the two of us are not just fitness. We're not just business. We're not just, it's everything. We think of, why are you doing what you're doing? We want people to live happier and healthier lives. And our focus is women. And that is what we're very passionate about. We want you to have a voice. We want you to be empowered. We want you to not be in fear. We want you to have the ability to speak up and speak your mind. And there were people just like the mother-daughter that had, these beautiful moments, but we also had, very successful doctors and entrepreneurs and lawyers. And there was people that were sitting there working on their business plans, their business models. And I will tell you, I'm going to tell you this right now, by the way, there was a woman, Lisa, I don't even think you know this. There was a woman on the retreat the first year, and she talked about how she wanted to move and she was going to buy some property and start this new adventure to help people in a different way. Lisa, have you heard this?
I remember her talking about that. Yes.
Okay. Well, there was another person that was on this trip that I'm very good friends with who sent me a snapshot yesterday. And it said, does anyone know what happened to Dr. So-and-so? I loved her and I'm really looking for her. And she was with this practice. And someone responded on there, oh, she actually bought a bunch of property in, I want to say, Louisiana or Arkansas. And she moved to go do this thing.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Like I literally,
talk to her so much.
right?
I am so excited for that.
And I forgot to tell you because I haven't talked to you, but that's the kind of thing that this is like a catalyst to put things in motion. So when we, like when we think of this, like Lisa and I are not out there to do one thing. It's how can we connect you? How can we like unleash and get you unstuck from whatever that is? And then let us help you connect you with someone that you need.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys have a beautiful connection going on. And let's just throw in too that all of this magical stuff is happening in an unbelievably beautiful location. Like you have
Yeah.
the entire resort, correct?
The entire resort has a private beach and some of the most gorgeous beaches surrounding it, like global.
There we are. All right. You have to watch this on YouTube so you can see the background.
Every room has a hammock that you can sit out. Every room has an ocean view. And there's an island, a little private island in the middle, like if you could, a couple of us that could swim out too. But, it's just one of those places that as soon as you walk in the door of the resort, you're just like, you let out a big exhale, like just that kind of relaxing. And I found it each year that we've done it, people will lose track of time. And that's the best thing you could ever. What's today? Today's
It's amazing.
Saturday or a Friday. And they don't have clocks on them and they're not running around. They put their phones away. They're not on the social media all the time. They really get a chance to reset, refuel. And I love what Christy said, because we're both very advocates of how do you deal with fear and how do you move past it? How do you break barriers that are keeping you from being you? And this year, back at this beautiful another location right by the pool, of course, we do exercises in the pool. And if in the back, there's this beautiful thing called the shala, where you can do your yoga, we do breathing. But I think you get a sense of it is a well-rounded program. So it's not just the physical, it is the mental, it's the emotional, it's the spiritual, it is every aspect of what makes you you that we're seeking to elevate. And I just look at the picture and then I can't help but smile, because sometimes I'm an early birdie and I would get up at like 5:30 or 6 and Christy's nodding her head that she's not with me.
I'm like, you go, girl, you go. I'll see you at 7.
But to see the sunrise in that stuff, you just really let nature do what nature can do, which is an endless healing opportunity. This year we had celebration of purpose. So we had people that sang, we had people that spoke, we had people that showed their craft in Pilates. I mean, every year we seek to elevate the lives of the people we bring. And so no 2 years are exactly the same, except that we can guarantee you that you're going to walk away different than when you came in. This we promise.
Amazing. So fantastic. So was the vision when you started with the retreat, was the vision to also have this community of women?
Go ahead.
I'll speak to that. So, I mean, we're sitting here, we first are like, we want to do a retreat, right? We didn't think, sometimes, like I said, people have they get tripped up because they're like, I have to have this plan. I have to have this. And first we do this, and then we do this, and then that's not life. That's not realistic. And we thought, okay, we want to do this retreat. And as we were planning, and as we were realizing that, wow, like we're really fun. Like, this is fun to do. This isn't, like Lisa had always said, she's like, and I don't know, it's kind of a backhand comment, but she was like, like, hey, like, this isn't miserable working with you, like, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of fun.
That's my thing of a thumbs up. That's a yes, Coach.
Okay.
Compliment.
Yeah. So, but it was never a moment of, and we've had to do some back end things, the annoying things, the payments and the dates but we're always like, okay, it's just part of this. But as we were doing it, we're sitting here and we're getting closer and closer. Should I really tell them the dates of how quickly this happened?
Oh yeah.
So we were a couple weeks out of this retreat, and, we're sitting like, we don't want this to be the end. We don't just want to take a group and be like, hey, you guys did really well. Have a great life. Bye. We started thinking, and, we had brainstormed like reinventing. We were like, this is something like Lisa and I have reinvented ourselves in careers with, with moving, with everything many times. And it's been a positive, like a reinvention was not a scary thing. It was something where you evolve. And I think people are afraid to take the step to quit the job, to move on with the relationship, because it's a reinvention, and it's, like the phoenix or whatnot, rising from the ashes. They think, no. So we thought, we know how to reinvent and get through this. And we don't want it to be just 4 days, because we know that that's not what it takes. So how can we help better support this group and bring them together? So we decided, and literally, I think 2 weeks before, we were like, we have to do this. Like, we have to. And like, we kind of felt, like pulled, or a calling. And that's when, I think it was the week before, the week before we're supposed to go, we had like a back end set up and a website set up and a whole idea set up and a mission and you name it. It happened in a week, because we knew it was that important, right? Wasn't it a week?
It was a week. And what was interesting about it is we said it's really important for people to know what is our mantra, what are the things that really tie this together. And what was so brilliant about it is that we picked those words out of our book, out of our speaking, out of what we're so passionate about. And for Christy, it was courage. And for me, it was commitment. And together we were bringing a real strong community. And so those were so natural. And that's another thing, sometimes people go back and forth like, oh, like I couldn't figure out what to call. Our thing was, how do we blend
Smooth.
and then just do it? The community was really something that we first announced at the retreat. And, we said to each other, we were like, well, it could be, let's just see what happens, and everyone wanted to stay in contact. Everyone wanted to have something beyond 4 days. And it was so smooth in terms of people wanting to be a part of something that was lasting. And for us, the simplicity of, and something we always speak on, big advocate of constantly meeting people. I just love it. I thirst on it. I love, and I don't care. They might not be in anything that I do. Matter of fact, for me, that really excites me. I'm like, oh, what do you do? So we have these communities that we've built over the years, and to be able to share them with our RTW tribe is so exciting. It's like electric. Cool. We get really, and anyone that's come on any of the meetings know we're just like, and he came in, or she's coming in, or, and we're so excited because we're bringing, kind of blending all of our worlds together and sharing it in a way that's going to uplift our tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. As somebody who has joined that tribe, I think what you're just touching on is what attracted me. There's an energy and a spirit that's very much like, something attracted to light. Like you want to be near that. However, now that I'm in this tribe, I can attest to the fact that not everybody's like us. Not everybody's, juiced by meeting people. And there are some people who are a little bit more, they like a quieter end. And that's the beautiful thing, is there's a little bit of every personality within this tribe. Because could you imagine if everybody was the same? Nobody would get a chance to talk.
And I don't think either of us, that would just be crazy. Like, I don't want to duplicate of everyone the same. That's like not the world. So
no. So it's such a really nice, diverse group of not just experience or where in the world you're coming from, but like who's in there. That's what I think is really special.
I love that. And we do, Chrissy and I really talked a lot about that, and we said, okay, what are some of the things that would ignite this type of personality, this type of person? You know, like we have enough that some people are, you know, take us up on, you know, Chrissy and I will meet with tribe members and really go through whatever questions. And some people take us up on that all the time. That's where they're. Some people are at the meetings all the time and they like the big group. And then some people, you know, really listen very intently to all the recordings we send, and they send us, you know, how they're incorporating things in their life. And so it's a really wonderful blend. And especially when anytime you're trying to do something and you're bringing in people globally, you know, the time difference and all that really does play a factor. And we are just really respectful of that and making sure that everyone is going to have something that complements where they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other thing too is that how can we help you? That's Lisa. Like Lisa and I are, how can we help you? Who can we connect you with? Like we are connectors. And that I think is, we really, really strive on it. That we're not experts in everything, because sometimes I really do think there's a lot of groups out there, and I love other groups. I love networking, but are you getting that, hey, this is what you do. Hey, did you know this person? Do you know this person? Oh, you're looking to do this. And, you know, Lisa and I are always on the, like, our ears are always open, like, oh, someone in our group does this. Hey, I'm going to give their name to this, or have you talked to this person? And, you know, we feel really strongly because we care, and people have done that for us. And that's how we've been able to meet and travel and speak and all the things in our career and reinvent ourselves, because someone has helped us. And because we know, you know, people all over the world now, with our two networks, we're able to very easily, a phone call away, you know, a reference or a referral, or, and, you know, and I think, you know, whether it's, you know, this is our job in life. Like someone has said, you know, God or whatever, like threw Lisa and I together and was like, you two, like, even though you're, you know, you're different, you're the same person. We could finish each other's sentences, which is really sad and fun at the same time.
Right.
It's, we're like the same person, yet we've been living different lives, and all of a sudden we finally were thrown together. And I think it was for, you know, I really do think that it's for a reason. And this is one of our reasons on this planet, is to keep going with this.
I love it.
going to say that just want to comment on Chrissy and I, when we were doing the retreat and getting it together, saying, okay, we're going to talk about fear, and we're going to talk about this and that. And until you're up two people on a stage, we don't rehearse anything ever. Okay. And everything just always falls so seamlessly together. And along with that, we both have a passion on writing. We both have a passion on other things that, and we love bringing in our members to those passions. Either it's in podcasting, or, you know, getting them to write an article, or co-authoring articles, or, you know, getting them in a magazine, or, you know, so it's to me, Chrissy and I talk about this. It's just igniting in the person to start asking themselves, like, what do I want? And then be bold enough to say it. Because if you say it, we're going to make it happen for you somehow. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you've had these two retreats in the Dominican Republic, but you've had others.
Yes.
Where and what? And do tell.
Yes. So we had a smaller retreat. So Dominican Republic OG retreat, like we had this year, we had 28 women, and we take the whole resort, right? So we wanted to do something smaller, and we did something in Tulum, Mexico, which, if anyone knows about Tulum, it's really hot and, you know, beautiful location right now. It's really talked about, and I can attest that it really is beautiful. But we did something in a private, I'm going to say like mansion, as a private mansion with a private chef and a driver, and, you know, it's a completely different experience. And it was an intimate group of people that equally got extremely close during the time. And it was just this other avenue that we're going to be repeating, different locations for the smaller event. And who knows, we might make it back to Tulum, but actually that was the last year. I don't know if I told you that that mansion was available. And
Oh,
the owner said,
never
"The
mind.
mansion back." So it was a one at a time at that place. But we have some other locations coming up locally, and that's really exciting. So please stay tuned on that. We're going to have something that will be a shorter duration, but not shorter in terms of what you walk away with. And so we're constantly looking at those kind of things, doing some more in that. But Tulum was magical, it was really special. And, you know, many of those women are very involved still in the tribe, and excited for new adventures. So we
Great.
are always on the lookout for new locations all the time.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. What's coming up in the rest of 24? What's coming up in 25? What do you want? What do you have the vision for retreats and for the Reinventing the Woman tribe?
We've been doing a lot of work on the back end. And I know that sometimes, you know, you don't always, I always say a lot of like speakers and presenters and entrepreneurs, like 10% of what you do is fame. 90% of what you do is behind the scenes and is kind of the harder work. And I say that about what we've been doing with Reinventing the Woman as well, because, you know, while we have great speakers come in, while we have these, you know, just glamorous, you know, retreats and whatnot, we realize that we really want to make this bigger. We want this available to more people. We want to be able to help more people. We want to make these retreats something that people can come to. If they don't want to go out of the country or they're not comfortable, can we do something in the United States for those people? Can we, you know, Heather, you are on the West Coast. Is there something that we can do to come to you, to support you, to make you that star in your area where you set it up and we're, you know, you find that place and we come out and do that, you know, retreat in your area and you're the star in that area. So, you know, working together with some of our members doing that going forward is really important to us. But just again, growing our tribe. Are we going to keep having retreats? Absolutely. Like we're at least, you know, 2 retreats per year. We could do 3. We could, you know, and different things with women. We may be dabbling into a little bit of couples as well. Whereas we have, you know, a women's retreat, but then we also, because that's a big part of your relationship. When you think of your health, that relationship health is very important. So again, a lot of what we do is not like hokey. It's not like, hey, tell me 3 things that you love about your partner. Like it doesn't work that way. It naturally happens. We do things together. Conversations are there. We have never had name tags ever.
No, we won't, and we will never do
that.
it.
There is
and everyone
no,
always asks for them, but then by the end, we're like, oh, we didn't know.
no.
Correct.
And there's no going around the room saying, my name is blah, 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 and I do. No, nope, not at all. This is all very natural. Like you're in this beauty and we take pride in that. It's different than the norm. And that's what I think is so important. So for us, we're going to keep coming up with new ideas. And again, growing our tribe is is kind of, I would say, the most important thing, because we know how powerful this can be. So we're looking now to, you know, kind of again, help with our back end, right? Setting everything up so that things are going to be flowing very smoothly behind the scenes, so that we can really get out there and help more people. And you know, we're starting an ambassador program, and we're starting to grow. We're starting to ask certain members of our tribe, Heather, be on the lookout for getting more involved and having some leadership roles as well, which we're hoping can really elevate your personal brand and your personal growth as well.
I love that. And just
Fantastic.
to give a little bit more specifics, you know, highlighting the members to be able to give them speaking opportunities within the tribe. highlighting the members also to be able to let them do working sessions like we did last week with their social media, really taking and dissecting areas of the business of living and giving in the midst of the RTW, which is behind me, RTW tribe, the opportunity to really try those things out. So you really have this unique positioning so that you can see yourself growing. Look out for something, and in the fall of this November, we will be announcing something that we're going to be doing on the smaller retreat level. And then also count it as yes, 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 for our April 24th through the 28th in the Dominican Republic, and then extending it for at least 3 days with regards to couples. So the women first, fly the men in if they want to stay for the second half, and we do something couples for the next 3 days. It's just,
I can't believe you just dropped that, Lisa.
I just
Wow.
dropped it. It's happening.
Dropped it.
It's done. It's
You
done.
know
When
what
you
that
speak
means.
it happens. That's what happens.
Well, that is a really interesting concept. That's super cool. Love that. Okay, so who is RTW for?
You want to run it? Oh my goodness.
All right. Listen, RTW, number one, is that we are looking for women who want to step into their greatness. Take that for what it's worth. Whatever you believe that is for you. So Lisa and I, right, we felt very strongly. We wrote these books, and mine is about split-second courage, right? And my little subtitle is, what if your fears were the key to your dream? I look for people that, what is it? What is that tripping you up in life that you feel like you're missing something, or there's something more out there? Or do you just feel like you're kind of stuck, or, oh, you had kids, or your job, like, what, is there something more? Like, is there a happiness component that you're missing? Or is there just something else, right? And we don't know what that is. We can't put our finger on it, whether it's personal or professional or relationships. It's something. And I always look for that. What type of courage do you need? Why are you so fearful of stepping into that? And Lisa, I'll let you talk, but I'm
the yes,
do commit,
live. And so I'm looking for those people to take a deeper dive into who you are. Because I think giving permission to really find that, which is the igniting tool to know your story, to be able to express it, then to meet any barriers that are standing in your way. I call it the hidden prisons. For me, I say, I spent the first half of my career putting people behind bars, bad people behind bars. And this side of my life, I love the idea of opening the jail doors and breaking down any mental, emotional, spiritual, physical barriers that's preventing you from being the best of you. So we come at it, which is always so unique. Our wording may be different, but it always complements. The key is the flame is the same. It is, how can we really ignite you all so that you can be the best of you? And if we can do that in a world community, I mean, what kind of legacy is that? That's the kind of legacy you want to be a part of.
That's good, you guys. That was good. Okay, I have one last question. This is the unique question, but I want to know what makes what you do badass. What you do together. What is it that makes it so badass?
That's a good one.
I'm going to run first.
Okay.
We are two women uniquely joined at a time in history and a time in the world where you need this kind of vision and this kind of voice. And we have the ability to transform the way you think, the trajectory of your life, just by our commitment to seeing you find yourself and find your courage. And I don't think, because it's two people, we make it really unique. it is an experience that you won't find anywhere else.
I was going to say that what makes us badass is that we maybe are, and I say the word crazy as a good thing, right? Because those people crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. And we honestly believe that we are going to change the world and make waves. And we're badass because we are going to be the role models. It's not just, there's many people out in the world right now that will tell you, you should do this and pay me money and follow this and do that. Lisa and I put ourselves out there every day. We're going to keep speaking to groups. We're going to keep meeting people. We're going to keep saying yes to things that scare us, because that is what we're going to do. We're putting ourselves as the role model for you and say, come on, come with us. It's okay. And guess what? There's a whole whole group of women right here that are going to support you, empower you. If you have an idea, bring it to us. Let's share it. Let's see how we can help. Maybe someone has ideas for you that you may be scared to bring to other places, but let us help connect you. Let us help promote you. And maybe you don't want to do it for yourself, but we're going to be there for you. So that's what I think, maybe that's our power, our superpower, but that's, I think, what it comes down to.
Oh yeah. So I think that's this is such a good conversation for the Badass Reset Club, because this is the place for women to hit the reset in whatever it is. It might be their physical life, it might be their spiritual, like wherever you need to hit the reset. This conversation and what you're doing is exactly what women need. So trifecta. Did I miss anything that you want to share? Is there anything else you would like our listeners to know?
I think you were so sweet, but I would love for people to come, we have rtwtribe.com, to come on there. I think you're going to have our respective ways of communicating. We just like to get to know you and, help you to become a part of something that's going to change your life.
And we don't care what you do, and you don't have to be one thing. That's what's really important. Any vocation, and you could be a
retired.
You could be a stay-at-home mom. That's a job. That's a thing. We want your mindset. So again, if you want to be a part of something that is going to lift you up, I think now more than ever, be a part of something, because that matters. It matters for your mental health, for everything. So again, rtwtribe.com, and come to a meeting, reach out. Lisa and I are so easy to find. RTW Tribe is on Instagram as well. Follow it, like it, all the things, and please reach out for sure. And look at the background if you're watching this on the video. It's like all of these retreats, and they're again, they call it retreats. I call it trips. Like, it's amazing. Grab a girlfriend, grab a mom, grab a sister. It's
incredible. And we usually sell out 5 months in advance. That's what's amazing.
So get on it, everybody.
We're going to meet, so let us
get
know.
on it. So in the link, I will make sure to have the contacts for the tribe and for your next Dominican retreat, and where people can find more information. Ladies, I so appreciate your time today. This has been absolutely fabulous. And of course, badass. I absolutely adore you both. And I can't wait for more women to get to know you. Thanks for listening this week. Stay tuned for the next episode and continue being badass.
Isn't that awesome? That was so good. So good.
Where is my stop record? Here we go. We'll just edit that part out.
Oh.